On today's episode of Go Visit Castles, we're up in Yorkshire to visit Bolton Castle.
And we're going totally Wars of the Roses!
Bolton Castle was built around 1379 by Richard Scurp, the first Baron of Bolton. Richard was the Lord Treasurer and Lord Chancellor to King Richard II, who granted a licence to crenellate the castle.
If you didn't know, one of my favourite parts of a castle is the gatehouse, and I'm about to fulfil a childhood dream. Raise the portcullis! I've always wanted to do that. How good is this? And I'm in.
Scurp, the 5th Baron of Bolton, was a Yorkist, and he supported Richard III, who he fought for at the Battle of Bosworth. He was pardoned for this by Henry VII, but John never forgot where his loyalties lay, and he went on to support the pretender Lamnet Simnel. When the Yorkist rebellion failed, John was made to stay within the confines of London, so he could never return to Bolton Castle.
Bolton Castle, it's a proper northern four-tower fortress, and it just oozes power and domination with a little bit of dread. It's time to go and explore.
In 1536, a rebellion known as the Pilgrimage of Grace began in response to Henry VIII's religious reforms, particularly the dissolution of the monasteries. This soon spread to Yorkshire under the leadership of Robert Aske, who was an English lawyer. When the army arrived in Yorkshire, they persuaded the abbot of Jervaulx Abbey to join their cause. Henry VIII decided to round up the ringleaders of the rebellion and charge them with treason, so the abbot fled to Bolton Castle to seek sanctuary with Lord Scurp. But Henry's commissioners followed him there, so Lord Scurp fled. And Henry, as punishment for providing sanctuary to a traitor, torched the castle.
We have got an absolute treat today because we have got Sir John Savile household and the Beaufort Company, and they're going to give us an introduction into arms and armour at the period of the Wars of the Roses.
His best men would be issued with good armour like this, and hopefully today we're going to get you guys dressed up in some of it. See how it feels, see how much mobility you've got. We expect handstands and cartwheels when you're wearing it.
I'm looking forward to it. Where do we start then?
Generally speaking, if you're wearing full armour, my friend will demonstrate very briefly. You'll pop in. You start with the legs. You'll always start with legs.
Start at the bottom, work your way up. I've got about as far as I can manage on my own. After that, I need assistance from my humble squire.
But as he's a little tall, I think the legs would cause some problems. So we'll skip the legs and we'll go straight to the waist up, which in all honesty is what's known as a half harness. And there's an awful lot of evidence to say that not everybody wore legs. You will be much more likely to see a man wearing armour from the waist up than necessarily from the legs down. And you certainly start here, if this is the only place you could protect, that's the bit you'd want to protect. Your head and your body. Everything else is a bit more optional.
You've got two arms.
So
You don't need your legs, do you?
you don't need legs, no, you've got
No.
two anyway. If you lose one, it's not a disaster.
Exactly.
So this most famous piece of armour probably is the breastplate, and that's the back plate. It's a good place to start, so here we go. Oh. I'll delicately hold that. Armour is made for the That is your vision. Can you see my hands?
No.
Exactly.
I can see your face.
It's a problem, isn't it?
Yes.
But that's how they
Anybody
fought.
coming at me here, I haven't got a clue.
It's all a compromise. Protection against mobility and the ability to see where you're going.
Swords, basically a waste of time. Anybody wearing that kind of armour, you need a proper weapon. So,
Would you be offended if I hit you?
No?
should extend your arm. Will that hurt?
Can't feel it. God. That is really, really good. I can't feel anything at all. This is awesome. Crap. It's like you're being hit with a twig. This is great.
Absolutely.
This is awesome. I don't need to worry that I could just stand in the middle of the battlefield like this. You come at me. And that's it, I'm done for the day. I'll get paid. All I had to do was stand there.
Not necessarily.
However, I'll tell you what, you lend me this and I'll hit you with this.
No, you're going to stab me in the neck with it.
I'm not, I was going to hit you really hard. The truth is,
Don't dent my armour!
the man at arms would not fight on the battlefield with a sword. The sword is practically useless in our period. It's state of the art, it's expensive, it's a fashion statement, it's a sign that you are very wealthy. But if you want to kill somebody, you need something like
Thank you
this.
so much.
The pole axe. There's no axe involved, there's a hammer, there's a hook, there's a spike. If you get stuck, there's a spike down there as well.
The castle was held for the Royalist army during the English Civil War, but starvation forced the garrison to surrender to the parliamentarians in 1645. The castle was slighted as punishment for this, but the structure largely survived. By this point though, the castle's heyday was over and it was allowed to fall into ruin.
Bolton
Castle is an absolute must visit, isn't it? These are some of the best ruins I think I've ever seen.
I'd agree, Bolton Castle is superb. And today we've had the added bonus of having two fantastic War of the Roses reenactment groups here today. So that's been a very, very special treat.
That's been great.
If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.
Bye.